The RNC, as well as the RCMP, the Avalon North Wolverines, and the Central Avalon Search and Rescue Team, along with the Rovers, will be out in the area of Mackinson's here on the Roaches line, conducting some search in relation to a missing person file from 1982. The RNC has received new information in the Henrietta Millek missing person file. Millek had been reported missing to the RNC on December 10th, 1982. Henrietta Millek, who was originally from Nain, Labrador, had been living in St. John's for some time and was reported missing from a downtown club on December 10th, 1982.
What led you out here today?
Recently we received information that the last known location of Millek may have been the area of the Trans-Canada Highway, in I guess what at that time would have been Roach's Line, as Veterans Memorial wasn't here, and we believe she may have been headed towards Mackinson's. And we do know that she never made her destination, unfortunately, and the information was that her last seen known location was here on the Trans-Canada Highway. So we're searching basically the area between those 2 points. The exact date the tip was received, I can say it was received recently, and as soon as it was practical, given the weather, coordination of multiple police services as well as search and rescue teams, that this was the best time to do the search.
Is foul play expected?
Well, the circumstances around the disappearance of Millek aren't known. However, they are certainly suspicious. We've never actually ruled this to be a homicide investigation. It is a missing persons investigation. However, we're keeping our eyes we're open-minded and to any possibilities of this investigation, and we are hoping to find some clues into the disappearance of Millek.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for remnants of her clothing or her body, her remains?
Well, I can't speak to specifically what we may find. Like I said, we're open-minded to what we may find. We're hoping to find any evidence that may assist investigators in the investigation to Millek's disappearance. If you consider the geographical area that we have to cover, it's not something that would be practical to do by having a few people. So we do have, as you noticed when you drove in here, there's a lot of areas where we have stations set up and we have people going through the woods. You got to consider that Veterans Memorial wasn't here at that time, so we were in Roach's Line, which is a far less traveled road these days. So it's a lot of ground to cover between the highway and Mackinson. So that's why you see a lot of people out here today.
How much ground exactly?
I don't have an estimate to the distance. Like I said, it's without having information, I guess, to where she may have got off or where she may have disappeared or the circumstances of what happened. It's very difficult to say what route she may have taken if this was the last known location for her, but we're trying to cover as much ground as possible. Obviously a lot of time has passed, so there's a lot of challenges that'll face ground searchers, but we're certainly out doing our best here.
So she was last seen in the club downtown St. John's. How did she get from there to here, do you know?
I don't have that information.
What else do you know about Henrietta Millek?
Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of information. The information originally that we had on Millek, which we made publicly available through our missing persons site, of course, was that she was from Nain, as I said earlier. She was someone who was known to frequent downtown clubs, and originally at the time of her disappearance, there were some reports that she may have left the club that she was at, which I believe was the Key Club in downtown St. John's, against her will. All of her belongings, a purse, her keys, those types of things were left at the club. She never returned for them. And we had at the time and since interviewed many people in relation to this file, and while we can't say foul play was suspected, obviously it's suspicious circumstances around her missing like that.
How long do you plan on being out here today if the search yields nothing?
I don't have an exact time they're going to end. Usually these guys and gals I should say, go for the best part of the day. Fortunately the weather is cooperating with us. It's ideal conditions for searching. It's going to really depend on if they find anything and how much ground gets covered. As far as I know, it's just going to be today. We may be in the area at other times as well.
At the time at the Key Club, the bartender said that she had maybe left potentially with a couple of other patrons. They were wearing beige coats. Was it 2 or 3?
I don't have the specifics from the original file. What I can say is it was believed that it was either 2 or 3, so you're right with that detail, and that's what you guys have with that was as much as we had released at the time. And like I said, we had done extensive interviews with people who were in the club that night. Yeah, we have notified people close to this file that we would be out here today and that we're going to be doing new work.